knowledge is very important. I remember one of my mentors who is a social media guru. His name is Ty Lopez. He always say, seek for knowledge. Also, I can tell you as a viewer of MOD podcast, you have to seek for knowledge, even if that knowledge lies in the teeth of a lion or in the throat of a lion. You have to go inside there and get that knowledge. Don't be arrogant. Learn new skills. That's why there are a lot of podcasts these days. In this day and age, we are very blessed. Knowledge is everywhere. There are books that you can read. There are podcasts that you can listen to. Just imagine, you can just go on a podcast and listen to a smart guy like Elon Musk dropping all his knowledge right there for free. What else do you need? Just learn, man. Don't be arrogant. And after all, the more you learn,
The more you earn.
the more you earn. We all know that. At the end of the day, if you know, you know. And there's a very big difference for someone who knows and someone who doesn't know. And you can get knowledge from anyone, even if someone is a fool. Just listen to him, because at the end of the day, you'll be thankful, like, I'm not a fool like him. So anyways, knowledge is everywhere. Seek knowledge. It's very important on your journey of becoming a top 1% man, because without knowledge, you're just a pawn on a chessboard. You're just among the rest 99% who are at the bottom.
Coming to my next point, I have one question to you. And I want you to be very honest about it.
Okay?
Have we earned any money from MOD podcast?
No.
Why are you still doing it?
Because we have a dream and we believe and we want to help people. We want to help as many people as we can. That's our vision. So if just one person comes to me and says, yo, I learned something from one of your episodes, that's a very big payment for me. That's what I like, and that's what I'm looking to achieve in this podcast.
Now, talking about that, when we started, we had around, let's say, 100 subscribers, and we're all just friends, pushing forward. The payments of people complimenting us, the payments of people saying, I've learned something, kept on increasing. And that comes to the next point of this mindset. If you're a person who just thinks of the now, not the future, or Waswahili say, utaachwa mbali. What it means is that they will leave you behind. And why do I tell you this? Because no businessman, no businesswoman, no entrepreneur ever thinks of the now. They always think of the future. Someone invests $100 million in a venture. You ask them, when are you going to make your profit? They'll tell you 15 years. But then they know when they start making profits, that the money is moneying. They say the money is moneying. So for you, be different. Don't think of the now. Don't be the rest of the people thinking just now. Because people in our society think, if I put the money now, I'll end up making it back tomorrow. They want the quick money. Quick money doesn't last long. I promise you. That I talk through experience. The quick money that you try to put in doesn't last long. But when you think strategically, when you think of the future, when you invest money that you know, okay, it might be a big investment, but then I know the risks. And I know when I look back at it in the future, it will be worth it. That's how a different person thinks. Now be like this person instead of just thinking of the now.
Yeah, it's true. As you said, you have to be a visionary. You have to think of the future. Don't just think of today and tomorrow. You have to think 5 years ahead. Even when you're investing, you have to think, okay, in 10 years, in 15 years, in 20 years, where am I going to be? That's how you become a visionary. Anyways, the other point on how to be a 1% man is having a skill set. Because without having any skill, you cannot make any money. Skills are the ones that makes you money, especially if you don't have money. Money makes money, or skills makes money. So you have to make sure you master a certain skill. So what skill do you have that's going to take you to the top 1%? Comment down below, or just tell me what's the number one skill on this day and age that can make you a top 1% man. There are a lot of skills that you can master, whether it's programming, whether it's marketing, whether it's sales, but you have to have one skill that you have mastered. Without a skill, You cannot go anywhere. And we are very lucky in this day and age. You can learn about sales just by going on YouTube. You can learn about marketing. We have videos in this podcast where we talk about marketing. We have talked about branding. We have talked about how to make money. Just go back to our previous videos and learn. I'm sure you'll find one skill that's good for you, because you can never become a 1% man without having a skill. You can see Jeff Bezos. How did he become a top 1% man? Because he had skills. He knows how to sell digital products. He knows how to sell physical products online. That's his best skills. He knows how to market. That's why he got so far. What skills do you have? Go learn new skills. Don't be arrogant. Education is everywhere. Without skills, you never get anywhere. I think that's one of the most important things that you need to consider if you want to become a top 1% man.
Just to add on the videos, even with the people that we have brought on our podcast, there's Captain Brian. He's a pilot. There's Jax. He does with crypto. There's Tarek. He does with crypto. There is a lot of people. There's point being is they have different skill sets that if you add 1 + 1 + 1 could equal one big thing. I think people underestimate the skill set that you can have. You can have a single skill set, but I promise you, if you use it properly, it will be different. For example, as an editor, as a director, if you direct one video and you use your skill set properly and you broadcast it to other people, the amount of people that could be watching it and just try to book you because of what that one skill set that you have is extraordinary. You could open a company with it. You could become a billionaire with it. I promise you. As Musa said, Jeff Bezos, his skill set was to sell things. And look, he sells things online, physical things online. I don't think anyone can do that. Not everyone can do that, because it's the rest of the 99% people. But moving forward on how to become a top 1% man, I feel like networking. You need to network. You need to know more people. You need to understand more people. You need to add your contact list every day. In our previous episodes, I think we talked about networking, and Musa was saying that, and actually it's the thing that I learned from Musa. He was talking about how he always knows how to check up upon his people. I told him I personally have a lack of, I network a lot. That's not a worry. But what I lack is keeping contact with someone. Now, Musa actually introduced me to something that actually made a lot of sense. It's like a broadcast list. So I'm giving you a tip that Musa gave me too. So see, we're learning from each other. So it's actually like a broadcast list that I know for right now it's available on WhatsApp. So you go and click on the broadcast, so I could send one message but to a lot of people. So what he does is, for example, I could be like, good morning, how are you? How's your day? I hope you're doing well. So I could send that one message to 50 people, and I'll have 50 people to keep contact with. But because how to keep contact is by checking up on people, is making sure that the person you're with is all right. Because not one day you can just call someone and be like, oh, can you help me with this? But then you didn't keep contact with them. So for someone to be comfortable with you, you have to keep contact. So that was just a point to add on, and how to become a top 1% man. If you want to learn more, go to our previous video on how to network. So we have a video how to network. And click on that video. Make sure you watch it till the end, and you understand more how to network. Now through that video, it'll give you a bigger picture on how you can become a top 1% man through networking.
Networking is very important, bro. As you know, your network is your net worth. If you hang out with 3 millionaires, you'll be the fourth one. If you hang out with 3 cows, you'll be the fourth cow. That's how it works. You can't just tell me, like, if you be hanging out with someone who sells perfume the whole day, you smell like perfume. And if you're hanging out with someone who is doing nothing all day, you also find yourself you're doing nothing. And the most important tip when you're networking, you have to think, what value can you provide to people? Because the world is very cold, man. Everyone is very selfish. Everyone thinks of themselves. So because you know that, you have to think, okay, what does this person needs that I have? What value can I add in this guy's life? That's how you network. You network by providing value to other people. If you don't have any value to provide, just think about what skills do you have? What value can you add in someone's life? That's how you network, and that's how you keep your networks. Without value, you cannot network with anyone. And there are a lot of ways you can network. as Monty said, we talked about them in our previous episode. We dedicated the whole episode on how to network. We even did a whole event called Connectors Club. The aim was for people to network, for people to connect, and we're actually going to do another Connectors Club event. So if you're looking forward into it, because a lot of people have been asking, like, when are we doing the next Connectors Club event? Because people are looking to network, because on that day, a lot of people got a lot of networks, a lot of people connected on that day. So if you want the next Connectors Club event, just comment down below, Connectors Club, and we're going to do the next event. And trust me, it's going to be the biggest than the previous one. Although the previous one was very big, but the next one is going to be bigger.
Now moving on to the part 2 of how to become a top 1% man. As I said, the part 1 was the foundation, which we just covered. It was the skill set, your mindset, and your network. Now part 2 is more the physical realm. It's more how you are as a person. Now how you are as a person also determines if you can become a top 1% man. You cannot be sitting down and healthy expect to become a top 1% man. Look at most people who are rich. They have that. When you look at their schedule, they have a time to go. You could see they have a belly, but the belly is just filled with money. But then they still dedicate some time to gym. Now, why do they do this? Because they want to stay fit. They want to stay healthy. Now, for us who are still trying to make our own destinies, who are we to say we can't dedicate some time to our fitness? As our previous episode, we had Dr. Noreen. She said, your health is your wealth. And she also said, treat yourself before you get treated. When we say treat yourself, doesn't mean take medicines. No. Eat healthy. Make sure you're eating good. Make sure you're doing some exercises. Make sure even your mindset, just having some stress-free mind, like doing some yoga or doing some meditation, also helps with your mind and also helps with your health. I personally can vouch to that, because I used to think meditation doesn't help. But when you sit down those 10 minutes to yourself, no phone, no nothing, just sitting down and just thinking, as Musa said, you don't think. Have a notebook on your side. Let me say this as a tip. Take a notebook, put it on your side, switch off your phone, switch off everything. Sit down for 10 minutes, put a timer. Now start thinking of ideas and write them down. After that, tell me what comes up. And I promise you, I promise, it will be different. It will make you different. Musa, I think you should take this as well. And the next episode that we do, I'm going to ask you what you took from it.
Another thing, apart from physical health, apart from eating, apart from having a good diet, apart from going to the gym, is actually mental health. You know, mental health is very important. And most people lose their lives just because they have a very bad mental health. Most people live with depression. So mental health is very important when you're becoming a top 1%. As you know, your mind is everything. And we said that in the beginning of this video. And if your mind is affected, you cannot do anything. And most people these days, their minds are affected because there are a lot of stuffs that are going on. There are a lot of problems that people are facing that they can't overcome. That's why mental health is